I think it's a good time to share a few signs of spring. The other day I was cutting my grass and I had a strip of grass kind of down the side of this piece of the property, and all this over here was like gray. And I'm guessing that, and I don't know, but I'm guessing maybe this was Bermuda grass that dies in the winter and then it comes back in the summer. But now we got green grass all over the backyard, which is good. That's a sign of summer, and I like that. We've also got the banana trees popping up. Y'all will remember probably that these banana trees get big, like way up big, huge big, bigger than the porch. And then they die off in the winter, and we cut them down and haul them out back to a pile I've got back there. And then they come up the next year and grow again. And one of the things about banana trees is that they are mostly water, and the roots don't tend to get into your septic tank and stuff like that, which is a good thing. I've got some new trees planted over here, and these trees here are probably not more than, well, I don't know, just a few years old. And you see how big they are. And so I've got more of these planted here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have some neighbors that own this piece of land right here. They've been talking for as long as I've been down here about building a house over there. So I planted these trees to give us a little privacy between my property and theirs. And we'll see how that works out. Now, there Buddy is. He's looking into the pool like he's thinking about stepping over there. Buddy, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Buddy, don't do that. You step in that pool, we're going to have a bad day. I'm just telling you. And that's another thing I could do is well, we're still having some cold nights, but I could go ahead and get the filter going on this pool and start the process of cleaning this pool up too. That's another thing I could do. I've got a couple of new emblems for the Studebaker down here, and I might want to mess with them. The Rambler I think the Rambler is just about perfect. I took it to a car show the other day and it was great. I think the only other thing, and I have to confess, I thought about selling the Rambler again the other day, but I don't know. You know, I look and see what Ramblers are selling for. People don't really want old Ramblers much, and I don't want to sell it if I'm going to give it away. And about the only thing I would do right now if I wanted to change it, well, there could be a couple things, but one thing I'd like to do is put a different rear end gear in it. This has got a 373 rear end, which makes the engine tack up pretty high when you're going down the road at 65, 70 miles an hour. And old Resto, I'm just using him as an example. Any of you that watch his videos, he's got that old 59 Chevy. He's got like a 256 rear end in it, which oddly enough is probably the same gear that's in this rat rod over here. You can run a high gear if you're not going to drag race. It's a big advantage, because if you take one out on the interstate and you want to buzz down the road at 90 miles an hour, you can do it without tacking your motor out. This thing here, it's got a 5-speed in it, which is an overdrive transmission. But you can go down the road tacking a couple thousand RPMs and easily have her up 80, 90 miles an hour. I would like to do that with this one, because this is a car that I like to jump in and drive for a goodly distance, and I like to maximize my gas mileage with it. Now this Studebaker here, it's got a Camaro rear end, and it's probably geared pretty low. It could be probably almost the same gear as this one, but it's got a 4-speed overdrive in it. It's got that R400 or 400R, whatever you call it. So it gets pretty fair mileage. I wouldn't change it at all. That's your ideal setup if you've got a car with a low gear for takeoff but an overdrive transmission for gas mileage, and driving a car that's not tacked out is more comfortable than driving a car that's winding up all the time. And for roughly about $150, I think I can buy ring and pinion gear, take the rear end apart, change the gears in it and put it all back together. That way I don't have to buy a whole rear end. I don't have to take the rear end out of it. When we used to race, there were two racetracks up in Maine. It was Unity Raceway, and then there was Wiscasset. Wiscasset was a faster track. It had better pavement on it. I don't know if it was the same distance or not, but the way it was laid out, it was just a faster track. Whereas Unity, it was an old racetrack that went back to, back in horse and buggy days. So we'd put a different rear end gear in the car on Friday night and race it, or maybe it was Saturday. We might have been racing Saturday and Sunday. So we'd swap the rear end overnight between races and race at the two tracks. And Nicky, my stepson, he used to swap the rear end out in the driveway, and he got to where he could do it in half an hour or something like that. So anyway, those are things I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure when the next car show is, but I want to take this one to a show just because I want to get it out and drive it some. And I washed this thing out with the water hose the other day. It had so much pollen on it that it all turned green. One thing about this car, you can take a water hose and just squirt it out. It's got an oak floor. Water will run right through it. Not really going to hurt anything by doing that. So where does that leave me? Oh, and I'm going to cut the grass today. Speaking of cutting grass, I planted me some plants over here by this thing here. I like to get something like daylilies growing to, so that when I cut along this edge, I got something that'll stand up against that garage. And I'm going to do the same thing over there when I get some more daylilies to put over there. Can't see much about them, but I planted them yesterday while it was raining. So I'd say they have a pretty good chance of doing okay. It's a good time to plant, especially when you got this red Georgia clay. If you plant it while it's raining, the dirt's pretty soft. It's easy to dig, and it helps the plants to connect. Pretty hard for a plant to connect with hard, dried up red Georgia clay. That's like planting something in bricks. But the rainwater loosens it up a good bit. Hey buddy, how are you finding the world today? Is everything to your liking? Oh. Love you, little man. I went out in the boat this morning. It's a little bit windy and chilly out there. I might go back out later today. I don't know. Just kind of watching the weather. I left my towels and stuff in the boat down there. I take those out with me sometimes in case I get water in the boat. Makes it easier to wipe the boat up. My muscadines are growing. That's what I got right here. They're working good. I got one planted in the sun over there, and this one here in the shade is doing just fine. I might need to tie that thing up before too long. I got muscadines off this last year. I got muscadines off of all of them. This one down here looks the worst, and it looks like it probably might need to be tied up because I believe it's growing up all over my little John Deere lawnmower over there. So I probably need to pick that one up and tie it up. I might do that first. Oh, the joy! Let's go see what we can get into. My buddy is riding with me in the golf cart. He likes to do that, and I like to have him with me. So I was talking about, there's Daisy. Hey Daisy! Hey Daisy! So I was talking about those plants that I planted. You see these here? Well, these are what they are. These are daylilies, and if you remember, my house up in Maine had daylilies all the way around the edge. And what I do with those is, we saw what the garage looked back there. Grass is all growing up from the edge, and you try to cut up close to it, but you can't really get there. So you have to get your weed whacker out, and you have to weed whack. Well, if you get a bunch of these growing around the edge, they'll override the grass. So when I go to cut the grass, I just kind of cut along the edges of these things. Of course, Honey Baby's got some more plants around here that she cuts around. But that's what I've got back there, and that's what I try to get going around the base of the garage and the house. I mentioned a while ago that these things wouldn't grow in that hard Georgia clay, but it surprised me. I planted some out here and they hadn't come up yet. I didn't think they were going to make it, but I just went out here to look, and lo and behold, they're coming up out of the ground, and I'm going to show them to you. See these little things sticking up here? Well, that's what these are. These are the same things that I've got growing right here. And I kind of put them out here all around this tree as an experiment, and they're coming up. I think I seen it on this side, but they're coming up there. Now this thing here is a holly plant. I cut them down because those little things, those little sharp things, they will stick you and hurt you and make you unhappy. Where did my buddy go? Hey, buddy. 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 You riding with me, buddy? Buddy. All right, you're going to miss the ride. You get to choose, you know, because you're big. Just don't wander off. Oh, Daddy, I had to take my business. I had to take care of my business. You going to come get back on the golf cart? You coming? You coming? Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Whee! That's my buddy. That's my buddy. Whee! Hang on. Whee! Daisy won't get on the golf cart. She don't like it. But Buddy does. He likes it. I'm going to have him in the boat after a while. I hadn't done it yet, but it's on my mind. It's something I'd like to have him be my boat dog too. If he gets to where he'll stay put real good. I don't want him jumping off out on an island somewhere. Okay.